Boring.
Right, let's try and get the boring bits out of the way quickly. Lunchtime, not lunchtime, I'm lying, at 12 o'clock brew break. My colleague Stephen at the back of the room's got a digital camera with him. And what we're thinking would be nice is if each of you could at some point grab hold of me or whatever and, well, not in a funny way. And Steve will take some pictures, and then on the news group, some of you are members already, but those that aren't, if you just visit our website and click on join the news group, and then we can put the pictures up there on the album section. Because there aren't any up at the minute, well there is, but we won't go there. Right, okay. Ooh. Do you know, I haven't a blind clue what we did yesterday. It just kind of comes out. So, we're going to jump slightly forward, I think. And at some point, this PA will decide to warm itself up for the morning. Right, wonderful. What was it you had to remind me?
Guaranteed phobia cure.
Right, and then... Regression, was it? Right. Okay. What to do first? And there was somebody who's got a phobia, wasn't there? You said?
Yeah.
You conveniently volunteered yourself. If you'd like to stand up and walk this way. Don't worry, relax. We're not. That's later in the event. We don't have to do that. So, what is your phobia, sir?
Injections, needles.
So you can test it.
Why is that bloody funny?
Because you've got needles or something.
Well, yeah, but we did. Well, yeah, but it's still a matter of personal choice after lunch. We're not going to use any needles at this time. It's up to you if you want to volunteer after lunch for that. Right, yesterday we were talking about NLP. But not for 9 days long, obviously. What I'm going to kind of do now for you is what I call complete mind therapy. Essentially, it's pretty much equivalent to an NLP Master Practitioner course, which normally takes anything from a week to 3 weeks. I will do this as if you were a genuine client with a genuine problem, who didn't know all the tricks that we went through yesterday. So we'll do it as if you've not got a clue. It's wonderful, isn't it? So that way you can see exactly what I would do, with the exception of one bit where it says get them to fill in the questionnaire, because I haven't got the bloody questionnaires with me. I can't remember what it says exactly, but that doesn't matter. And you'll see what I do, but before we do it, you know, I just sat there for a minute. All it consists of is killing time, really, because as we showed yesterday, quite frankly, tap, 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 tap. What, less than a minute later, problem gone? Or lead off the CD player from hell becomes a impromptu pendulum, 60 seconds later, problem gone. Some people, however, feel that if they're paying X amount of money to have a problem treated, that they should be with you for like half an hour or an hour. So they feel like that they've got what they paid for. Now the end result's only going to be the bloody same as if it was 1 minute, 2 minutes, or however long it takes for that particular person. The only difference is they're not going to grumble as much when they give you the money. So I mean really, this is all a fucking pointless waste of time. Having said that, from the point of view of learning NLP, it is a wonderful way to practice all of the key techniques of so-called neuro-linguistic programming in a one session structure that, well, if you talk as quick as I do, you'll probably get through the session in about 35-40 minutes. If you drag it out, really drag it out, you can make it last an hour, but gets mind-numbingly boring for you then. Not for them, because they're asleep by then. For you, it's really... So, NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, Richard Bandler, isn't it? Said that he he said he modelled ideas from people like Fritz Perls, Milton Erickson, Dave Allman. In other words, he took the best bits from here, there, everywhere. But then he added some flowery language to it. And he also renamed things. So instead of being called whatever technique, as you'd see it in a book from 50 years ago, written by Allman, years down the line, it gets given a fancy name, which makes it sound all the more complicated. Actually serves no more of a useful purpose than it ever did 50 years ago. But suddenly, it's justifiable to take 3 hours of that particular day of the NLP 9-day event to split everyone up in groups to practice this thing that, quite frankly, half the time, half the people, if they've been doing therapy for any length of time, are going, this seems remarkably similar to such and such and such. Well, that's because it is such and such and such, but under a different bloody name, so they can market you and sell it you again. Step 1 of NLP, we did cover yesterday. In fact, probably 70% of neuro-linguistic programming we covered yesterday, namely future pacing, phrasing everything as though the problem's already gone the moment that the person's there, so that problem you once had in the past. How does thinking about it now as it once was make you feel? Or more into the future, that would be kind of referring to the past in a positive way, that it's no longer a problem. Or imagine in your mind's eye now, when you leave this office from this moment forward, a week from now, feeling so good, refreshed, calm, relaxed and confident, implying that a week from now they will feel that way. That's what they call future pacing. We covered that yesterday, and that's one key element of neuro-linguistic programming. SUDS, is it SUDS? Sensory, oh fucking hell. SUDS, sensory, that'll do. It's bollocks. In other words, a scale of 0 to 10. With 0 being no problem whatsoever, okay, and 10 being really scary, suicidal. We did that yesterday. The key thing there being, and the irony of this is, they don't even tell you this in the NLP course. You'll have to work this one out for yourself. They tell you to use a scale of 0 to 10 to get an idea if the person's now got a psychological difference in the way they're feeling about the issue they come to you with. What they don't tell you is that the way you phrase the question to them, if done correctly, will have an embedded command, making it more likely that the client will then give you a lower number the second time round. And yet the irony of it is, on a different day of the NLP course, they'll teach you about embedded commands, but they don't teach you to use it in what I would call are actually the context where it's most practical for therapeutic benefit. Like we did yesterday, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being no problem whatsoever, 10 being suicidal, get me out of the room. How high up is it? Implying it's high up. Second time round, it's on a scale of 0 to 10 in the voice tone as well. You know, not as panicky, a bit more relaxed. 0 to 10, 0 being no problem, 10 being suicidal. But we're saying it in a way that's almost laughable. 10 being suicidal. How much lower is it now? And the hand movements as well. The non-verbals, which is a large part of NLP courses. Non-verbals. Oh dear. Yeah, I've set you all a task in the coffee break. We're not going to break up into groups now and do it, because that'd just be sad. You could have fucked off next door for that, really, couldn't you? But, you know, they'll spend 2 or 3 days having you sit with different people in the room, mirroring and matching the body language. We spoke about that yesterday. Nothing more likely to get you a good punch in the face than that karaoke night. What else did we cover yesterday as part of NLP? Mirroring and matching. Pacing and leading, that's another term that they use. Pacing and leading. What this essentially means, you might have observed me doing it yesterday, although I didn't draw attention to it, but when doing an induction or something, or even doing the tappy, 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 you observe the person, mirror them. match them, but not punch me in the face match them, but try and get in rhythm with their breathing. Take on their pace of breathing. And then you can, after a short while, take the lead. That's why it's called pacing and leading. So then you can slow down your breathing, and quite often the client will slow down the rhythm of their breathing, which psychologically and arguably physiologically means that the person's more likely to relax, which if you're doing trance, is kind of quite important. And if not, if you make them feel relaxed, then they end up feeling like something's nice happened, so they feel better. So that's pacing and leading, but I think they probably take about half a day to have you practicing that on each other in groups, when you're quite capable of doing that in your own time, if you're really that sad. What else is there? There's mirroring, matching, pacing and leading. Embedded commands, which we briefly mentioned. Well, we'd covered that yesterday. That's a mega part of NLP. It's just that not only have you got it in... The whole point of an embedded command is it's supposed to not be noticed, right? And the irony of it is the people that do NLP courses use embedded commands during the training to get you to come back on the master's course, the trainer's course. And yeah, they do cover it a bit because they have to, but the irony of it is it's one of the most useful elements of the course. That's why they don't teach you in the right context, shall we say. But just think of the scale of 0 to 10 and you'll know the right context. What else did they do? Body language. A lot of, rephrasing, as they like to call it in NLP, sensory acuity. Which goes back to what we said yesterday about VACOG. Visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, gustatory. But you can get around that as far as inductions are concerned by why fucking waste time looking at their eye assessing patterns, which we'll come to in a minute. Why waste time looking at these things to find out whether the person is more of a touchy-feely person or, an auditory person to which, they say things like, oh, that sounds good. Why waste time when you can just use a little sentence like we said yesterday? It'll be almost as if, so you're never guaranteeing anything, because then it's up to the client to decide what that experience will feel like for them, and whatever they decide it feels like, obviously is their genuine reality, so they come to believe it's because of your words, and then that makes your words easier to heal. It's almost as if you can taste, smell, see, feel and hear everything as 100% total reality. There you go, put that in, and as far as your inductions are concerned, that's all you need to know about fucking VACOG. Why waste time when you can just put that sentence in, same end result? Right, sensory acuity, there is, wonderful art of calibration, as they call it in NLP. Lovely. You're wondering why I've got you out here so early, aren't you? Don't worry, you don't know what's going on yet at a subconscious level. That's the kind of crap Bandler have come out with. But it's already being helpful for you. Sensory acuity, where were we? That led me to, calibration. Now the idea of this is, and normally what would happen is, and we did do this at one of Barry's events, the exercises for this, it's a good lap, it was just a good way of killing half an hour really. You're supposed to break up into groups, which we're not going to do, unless you really want to. You're supposed to break up into groups and one of you chooses to be like the observer. And then the other person will face kind of that direction, so you're stood behind them. And there'll be two of you here, one there. This person's the victim. One of you decides to tap them on the shoulder. And you then say your names like, Jonathan, and the other person then taps on the same shoulder, roughly the same kind of pressure, and goes, Jane. And you keep doing it alternate, so the person gets a sense of the difference in touch between you. They calibrate. What fucking use is that? Where exactly is that required to overcomplicate what we did yesterday? I don't think so. So, on that basis, that's all I'm going to say on fucking calibration. That's another half day of the 3 weeks gone. Right, what else is there? Oh, oh yeah, wonderful. Meta model questions. And, yeah, meta model questions. Oh, deciphered into layman's speak. Ask the right question, you'll get the right answer. Because that's essentially what that whole section of an NLP course is about. They're going, well, there's a way to ask questions to elicit, or they love the fancy words. Instead of getting a response, or getting an answer, you'll hear them, overflowing language, oh yes, well, like to elicit a response. Because it triggers off an emotional state. Yeah, I want a fucking frustration, thinking, why have you got a wanker in front of you? But, possibly. On a serious note, he puts me off sometimes looking like that. Go on, remind me, which bit of NLP was on? Meta model questions, yeah. So an example would be, you've got a client in front of you, and I kid you not, this sounds like I'm taking the piss, but I truly am telling you, here and now, well, I've already done about a week of the NLP course. Yesterday, just done another week of it, we're nearly done. I wish I was joking. Instead of asking your client who comes to you a question like, oh, sit down if you'd be so kind, thank you very much. Can I ask what your problem is? Now, NLP tells us that gives them the opportunity now to perhaps go off on a tangent and tell us lots of unnecessary shit that we don't need to know. So, what we're supposed to do is adding little words that get very annoying. You can spot an NLPer who's brainwashed into believing it a mile off, because the language patterns they always use, fantastic, about every 2 minutes they'll use the word, that's fantastic, or tremendous. But it's so fucking, you know, you just told them your mum's died and it's fantastic. It's an opportunity to move forward. And they sincerely think it's been helpful. Actually, it's not perhaps the best choice of words at that time. But you were supposed to instead ask questions like, exactly, what is your problem? You know, like we covered yesterday, I actually don't give a fuck what the person's problem is. The only reason for asking them is so that you look nice. Or if you've been told it's some kind of pain control thing, so you can decide what route to take. You know, what specifically is it? Not, what do you think I can do for you today to help you? No. NLP says, no, you can, no, that's bad. That's bad because the person might go, no, I don't know. You could do this, you could do that, you could do the other. NLP teaches us, you're supposed to say, what specifically is it? Which isn't a huge difference in choice of words, it's about clarifying exactly the piece of information. But ironically, in certain situations, like that example, I'd sooner just ask, what do you think we could do today to solve your problem? And don't worry, however daft it seems, whatever enters your mind, just tell me. I'd sooner leave them the opportunity to come out with a load of meaningless crap, because the irony of it is, at that moment in time, for them, that is what will be right. And you can quite often feed that meaningless crap back to them during the session, so that it's no longer meaningless crap, it's highly personalising what you're doing for them. So, you know, meta-model questions, it really does boil down to, depending on what question you ask, depends on what response you get. If you really felt the need to know about it, just read a book on sales training, open-ended statements and questions. You know, if you ask somebody, are you female? You know, generally, they can only answer yes or no. Closed question. If you ask them, do you feel you're a female? Well, that's a thought process. The person might might be a bloke trapped in a woman's body, might think they're an alien, been abducted, implanted. They could think all manner of things. So that's open for them to encourage them to get them speaking. It's not fucking rocket science. Is there any other buzz terms of NLP come off the top of your head, Des, that I haven't touched on? Because I mean, I know there's all the disassociation in that, but I'll cover that in the CMT bit. No, so when we've done this CMT session thing and broken it down, with what we did yesterday, what I've just mentioned, you've done an NLP Master Practitioner course. And as was asked yesterday, yes, we can arrange to get certificates done. And it is now legal to do so in England. We've lost the trademark, so if people want to speak to me at the breaks, because at lunchtime, I'll be giving out these feedback forms at lunchtime, so that then people who need to rush off at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock or whatever, if you can be so kind as to fill it in before you vamoose. But there's room on there to put your email address so I can invite you to the news group and give you copies of the pictures. And so you can also then, well, I can remind you that NLP Master Practitioner diplomas are available. I hadn't thought of that before. Right. You know? Right, complete mind therapy. We'll try to do it without using this bloody... My trouble is sometimes I improvise. Just to make it more interesting for myself. We'll endeavour to do this in the order that it's on there, which is the order that it's in my black book, on the CD-ROMs, on the DVDs. That's going to be highly difficult for me, but we'll endeavour to do it in the order I've created it, because that is logically and psychologically, if you believe all the NLP terms and bullshit, the best way to do it. So, step one, advertise for the client, get the money off them, deposit. No, it's important. 2, client shows up. Are you the client? Yeah. You had to think about that. What specifically was holding you back from answering then?
I was miles away.
Good man. That's quite strange, really, isn't it? Get full fee off them. We'll let you off, it's a seminar. Number 4, rapport over a cup of tea. In other words, get them to fill in the questionnaire that I mentioned yesterday. And, you know, with the questions, what's your name, date of birth, don't think I need to recover that. You remember, and if you want the actual list of questions, some of which are phrased in a meta model question way, and most of which fucking aren't, because it's more useful just to get the information you need. But we're going to skip that one today. So then you've got your answers wrote down. Ask client questionnaire, get them to sign the release. It's an insurance disclaimer as well, the form I use that's in the book. You get them to sign it at the end, that's giving permission for the treatment, it's giving permission for you to touch them. Not in a funny way, of course, but it just covers you a bit. And basically to sign all the legal rights away so they can out-sue you. So you don't need public liability insurance or professional indemnity. I'm a great believer in spending as little money as possible, because then you've got more money to do something else with. Right, and then this will be the point where obviously it would be slightly different, because normally it would be one-to-one. So we'll have to imagine this is a group session thing. You're already starting to look trans there. You'd like you to stand up a minute, bro? That's good. You look more relaxed than when you came up. That's good. Okay. What I'd like you to start with, if you would be so kind, you just put your feet together. Put your right arm out in front of you like so. Or just as a matter of interest, it's 10:30 now. Just, because that other crap that leads up to this point, you can easily kill the first 10-15 minutes of the session. So, we're 15 minutes in at this point. Okay, what I'd like you to do, okay, if you'd be so kind, you just make a fist, put your thumb in there and stare directly at your thumb. Now, just so long as you concentrate on your thumb, and just so long as at all times you listen to what I say, it doesn't matter if what I say makes any sense, or if it sounds like nonsense. It doesn't matter one little bit whether you can hear me loud or whether you hear me quietly. It really doesn't matter which area of the room you hear me talking from. All that matters is, just so long as you focus on that which feels right for you, then you will find that by the end of today's session, those problems that once used to bother you in the past, that time in the past when you used to get nervous and sweaty and anxious, when you used to be the kind of person who got scared at the thought, idea, image of needles in the context that used to bother you, will be gone permanently. And as you stare directly at your thumb, what I'd like you to do on the count of 3 is you're just going to move your thumb in that direction. Rotating at your waist, keeping your feet together. This doesn't need to make sense to you in any way. But on the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to move your thumb and follow it with your eyes. And when you do, I want you to notice the moment it becomes the least bit painful. The moment you get to that point where in the past, it kind of reminds you of how you were in the past when you used to get, tense about things. And that very moment, stop, because we don't want you, going back to how things once were in the past or anything like that. So nice deep breath in. And 1, 2, 3, just move your thumb in that direction, follow it with your eyes. And stop the moment it kind of conjures up things the way they used to be in the past. Okay, that's brilliant. Remember what you see in the background, and then if you'd be so kind, it's just to move your thumb back, following with your eyes, and just close your eyes down. Keep your eyes closed, just so long as you keep your eyes tightly closed and keep your hand out in front of you like that, then this will be successful for you. As you take a nice deep breath in through your nose, and then out through your mouth, in through your nose. Continue breathing deeply and regularly. I want you to imagine moving your thumb again in that same direction, the direction of moving forward in life, leaving the past behind permanently, easily, safely, calmly and securely. Moving forward to that bright, confident, happy, healthy, relaxed, safe, secure future that can be yours right now. As you make those changes within your mind, and imagine moving your thumb and following it with your eyes, and seeing the point on the wall you saw before behind you. And then noticing in your mind that you feel no discomfort whatsoever at that point in your mind. It's imaginary. You can make whatever you want happen in your mind. Your dreams can come true right now. Realising that in your mind's eye, it feels really good, in fact, right now, to start to realise that you can move forward and go further than you once thought was possible. So that something you once thought may have been in the past difficult to achieve or overcome has in fact proved itself so ridiculously easy. Almost to the point where it makes you giggle inside, that warm glow of pride, realising, well, it took me a while, but at least now finally I've moved forward. And when you've seen that in your mind's eye in a way that feels right for you, then I'd like you to open your eyes, look directly at your thumb and move your thumb again, but only this time as you do it, notice how much better you feel. Brilliant. Just move your thumb, follow with your eyes. Take it steady, but just notice how much better it feels, and as you feel that feeling of warmth, feeling good, feeling relaxed inside, you notice you can go that little bit further. Oh, that's brilliant. That's enough of a difference to start with. Brilliant. Follow it back with your eyes. That's wonderful. Just close your eyes down. That is excellent. Let your hand rest down by your side. Oh, it's brilliant. Really concentrate. That's brilliant. Use your powers of intelligence, imagination, and concentration effectively. And for you, this will be very, very real indeed. Okay, keeping your eyes tightly closed, I'd like you just to put your hands out in front of you. I need to lock your fingers. So just kind of lock your fingers together. That's wonderful. Squeeze your hands tightly together. And then push your hands away from you. Kind of sounds daft, but we're just going to turn them that way and push them away from you. That's wonderful. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I want you to just concentrate on your hands, because I'm going to count from the count of 3 down to 1, and on each descending number, as you feel yourself slowly drifting back, drifting down in a safe, calm, secure manner. That's brilliant. You're going to find in a moment there's a sign and a signal. on the count of 1 that your hands will be locked, glued, welded, cemented in place, and this just serves as a sign and a signal of the awesome power of your subconscious mind that will enable you here today to keep that promise that you made to yourself before you entered this room of remaining the confident, happy, healthy, relaxed, stress-free, worry-free, panic-free person who's got rid permanently of those problems that once bothered you in the past, especially concerning needles and things like that that used to bother you. Nice deep breath in and out. In and out. Keeping your eyes tightly closed. Don't let you fall and hurt yourself. Your chair's behind you. Just let yourself sit back in your chair. Sit down. Let your heavy head fall forward, drifting down deeper, eyes remaining tightly closed at all times. Just so long as you keep your eyes tightly closed at all times, just so long as you concentrate on the sound of my voice, then you'll find that everything I suggest to you will remain with you, completely, permanently, safely and securely. Some of what I suggest to you will sound complete and utter nonsense. Some of it you'll be able to visualise in your mind's eye. Other things, you'll just wonder what the hell I'm going on about. That too is fine. You're an amazing, unique individual, and you will do this in a way that feels completely right, completely safe, calm, secure for you. You should continue breathing deeply and regularly. In your mind's eye, I'd like you to keep and imagine that you're counting backwards now from 300 in your mind. And as you do, this is just a sign and a signal to you. A sign and a signal that will each count backwards. So in turn, each and every muscle group in your body, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, starts to become so limp, so loose, so relaxed, so heavy, and so tired, just serving as a sign and a signal as you count backwards. 298, 297, 296. Keep counting backwards in your mind. 294, 292. And sometime soon, you notice that those numbers start to fade away in your mind. And as they fade away, disappear, melt away, taking all those problems of the past and leaving them where they deserve to be, where they deserve to remain in the past. So you notice as a sign and a signal that as those numbers now fade away into the distant past, that nothing bothers you, nothing worries you, nothing concerns you, nothing panics you. You feel totally calm, safe and secure in a way that feels right for you. Your subconscious mind can be trusted. Just as your subconscious mind makes you breathe at night without consciously thinking about it. Just as your subconscious mind circulates the blood around your body without any conscious thought. So you can have 100% total confidence in your subconscious mind because you made a promise to yourself. And whilst on occasion it may be okay to break a promise to a friend, your subconscious will never allow you to break a promise to yourself. As you relax more, with every breath that you take, every noise that you hear, every word that I say, and every thought that you think, merely serving as a sign and a signal to relax more completely in a way that feels right for you. And you notice now in your mind's eye in the distance, but getting closer all the time, an image of a staircase. A very vivid, safe, inviting, calm and secure staircase. And I'd like you to imagine right now, realizing that as I count backwards from 10 to 1, it's almost as if you're taking a step down for each number backwards, down this staircase of relaxation. But this is a magical staircase, because with each step down this staircase, you come to realize deep within yourself, in a way that's right for you, that all those things that once bothered you in the past, those things that once used to worry you, concern you or panic you, can, have, and will leave your mind and leave your body completely drifting down deeper and deeper with every breath you take. See that staircase now, and if you find it hard to see because your mind's wandering free, then that too is fine. Just imagine counting backwards the numbers on 10. Taking that first step towards that bright, happy, exciting, feel good inside right now future that's before you from this moment forward. 9. The deeper you go, the better you'll feel, and the better you feel, the deeper you'll go. With every breath you take, every noise you hear, every word I say, merely serving as a sign and a signal. A sign and a signal for each and every nerve, fibre, tissue, muscle in your body to relax more. As on 8, drifting down, sinking down, 7, 6, deeper, deeper, relaxing. It feels so calm, so safe, so secure on the count of 5. Knowing that you're completely safe, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve right now on 4. Drifting down more with each second that passes by. 3. No noises distract you whatsoever. In fact, the sound of any noises merely serves as a sign and a signal to relax more completely as you realise within you in a way that's right for you. All that inner strength that you'd lost in the past, you found it again on the count of 2, feeling so calm, relaxed, safe, secure. And on 1, almost there now. Almost in the land of your subconscious where you can be completely secure, calm, relaxed and safe. Where your wildest dreams can and do come true right now as you notice in the background the image of a warm, inviting bed. And I'd like you to imagine as you relax more, I'd like you to imagine as you allow your subconscious to do that which it feels is necessary to solve your problem that you once had, permanently gone. I'd like you to imagine walking up to that bed and climbing into it, and it's so lovely. Oh, it's so warm, it's so tiring. Feels so good just to lie down and go to sleep in this dream-like state in your mind, feeling so good that you know you can do whatever you want to do from this moment forward. And as you drift off and start to dream in your mind's eye, warm, safe and comfortable, imagine as you dream in your mind's eye, imagine that you find yourself at a seminar like this, and there's a flip chart stand behind you with a pen. And I'd like you to imagine that somebody has already written your first name on that flip chart stand. So in your mind's eye, as you relax more, it feels good to notice your name, that recognition of your achievements inside right now, growing so strong as you relax more. As you get closer to this image in your mind, you notice that whoever wrote down your first name has written underneath it in small letters a word. I don't want to know what that word is. I don't want you to say it out loud. I want you to keep that to yourself, special and private. But this word, it's written so small that you didn't notice it the first time. And as you get closer to the flip chart, you realise it's a word that you left it behind in the past. the last thing you ever want is any reminders of that which once was a problem for you. So imagine picking up the pen off the flip chart and scrubbing that word out letter by letter. Whatever that word may be, just imagine striking it through with the pen, and as you knock each letter off that word, notice how good it makes you feel inside, empowered, every nerve, fibre, tissue and muscle in your body, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, regaining control, taking charge of your life. You no longer want to be reminded of that went on years ago. You no longer need stupid reminders of things that don't bother you anymore. So imagine striking those letters off until that last letter's there and wipe it out. In fact, do whatever feels right for you in your mind. For some people that's ripping the page out of the flip chart and destroying it. I don't know, but do whatever feels right for you. As you relax more and notice how good you start to feel inside. As from this moment forward, just so long as you keep your eyes tightly closed at all times, you'll find that each and every word that I say will remain with you permanently, locked, glued, welded, cemented, deep and firmly in your subconscious mind, serving as a permanent, safe, secure, relaxed sign and a signal in everyday life that you have moved forward to your confident, bright new future. Because your subconscious mind will not let you down. You made a promise to yourself. And in fact, that's what I'd like you to do just one more time in your mind's eye. Say to yourself, as daft as it sounds, subconscious, please help me to remain the way I have now become. But ask this 3 times, because sometimes, the subconscious is busy doing other tasks and doesn't always listen to us. So if you just ask maybe a 2nd time, that way we know that your subconscious has suddenly noticed you there. And if you ask a final 3rd time, your subconscious will definitely hear. And then it can remain with you in a way that's right for you. That's good. And just relax. Almost at the end of our journey together here today, but almost at the beginning of your new journey, your new life, feeling so good, empowered, invigorated, refreshed inside. But for now, eyes remaining closed as the deeper you go, the better you'll feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you go with each second that passes by. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to ask you just to visualise a few different things. You might be able to hear me loud, and my voice might get very, very quiet. It doesn't matter if I'm loud. It doesn't matter if my voice fades away so much into the distance. Fades away so much into the distance with all those problems of the past that once used to bother you. Gone permanently. It doesn't matter if you're consciously aware of anything I say, because now that you've asked your subconscious to help you, everything will remain with you. So I'd like you to think of a time in your life when you felt confident, on top of the world, you felt relaxed, you felt empowered, you felt really good. It might have been a time on holiday lying in that lovely sun. It might have been your first intimate relationship. It might have been the time a member of the family was born. I don't know, for you, it's what feels right for you right now. See that in your mind's eye. I want you to almost be there. So as you see this image, it's almost as if You can feel that right now within you. Turn the brightness up. See that picture? Big and bold. Notice how good it makes you feel inside, almost as though you're back there. You feel invincible because you know you can move forward from here on in. And turn the volume up, in fact. Anything you want to do to that picture to make it bigger. Bring it in closer to you. Notice how good that feels in every nerve, fibre, tissue and muscle in your body, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Just feeling so good. It's like, it's weird. You've not felt this good in such a long, long time, that you'd like to remain like this from this moment forward. And to make sure that that's possible, I'd like you, as you relax more and just drift down, to push together two of your fingers on whichever hand feels right for you. And just push together two of your fingers on whichever hand feels right for you. That's wonderful. Just press them together really hard, Lord. Two fingers. But as you do, get that image in close, and then press your fingers together. Get that image in close, bright. Notice how good it feels. Really make it big now, really close inside, feeling it in every cell, every nerve, every tissue of your body. Press that finger and thumb together, and as you do, it naturally makes that image bigger, brighter, better, more powerful, feeling good inside, calm, relaxed, confident. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve. Feel it, and then just relax. Relax right now. That's wonderful. Realising as you drift down deeper, eyes remaining closed, that from this moment forward, if you should ever encounter any experience in your daily life, if you should ever encounter any experience that in the past would once have bothered you, in the past would once have troubled you, then all you need to do is press your finger and thumb together to instantly, right now, be back in that place where you feel really good inside, in every nerve, fibre, tissue and muscle of your body, feeling that sense of pride starting to grow within you. That's brilliant. As you relax more, take a nice deep breath in and out. And in the past, as you relax more, you recall very distantly. It's fading away all the time, but so in the distance now. But you recall those times, different incidences in life, different private situations, emotional situations, different situations where perhaps you might have needed to go to the doctors or the dentist or anything and everything that life can throw at us. Some of those situations in the past involved needles, some of them didn't. But it doesn't matter, the only memory you have right now is that at that time in the past, you just didn't know how much confidence, willpower, self-esteem and inner power that you actually do have. You've always had it, you just didn't know where it was until today. So I'd like you to imagine a measuring stick in your mind's eye. And it's got numbers on it going from 0 at the bottom up to 100 at the top. And it's a little bit like a thermometer, this measuring stick, because it's got mercury inside it. And the mercury gets higher as the feeling, the positive feeling inside, gets stronger. Now at the moment, as you look at that measuring stick, which represents your levels of confidence, self-confidence, inner confidence, confidence to life situations, confidence to needles, confidence to anything and everything. It also represents your willpower to move forward from this moment in time and achieve whatever you want to achieve with the greatest of ease. It represents your self-esteem, that feel-good factor inside that makes you feel so good right now, realising it also represents all that inner power that you've always had within you. You just didn't know where you'd misplaced it. But today you've reclaimed your life right now. And just imagine heating up that measuring stick in your mind's eye, because I'm guessing it's quite low down the numbers at the moment, because it's still stuck at what it was in the past. So imagine heating it up in a way that feels right for you. Some people imagine a box of matches. Some people imagine a lighter. And as you do, the mercury heats up and starts to rise up inside that measuring stick. The confidence starts to rise inside that measuring stick. All those feelings of all the willpower you need rising right now inside that measuring stick. All the self-esteem, and best of all, rising up right now, all that inner power, all that courage to achieve whatever you wish to achieve. Whether it involves needles or not. Doesn't bother you, worry you, or concern you like it once did in the past. In fact, it's just a sign of a signal of how much you've achieved. You see a needle in future, you'll just kind of have a bit of a giggle and think, well, I've moved forward in life now. And heat it up some more. We want to get that up to 100% in your mind's eye. Heat it up so it gets to 100%. Getting higher, stronger, growing inside right now, moving forward with all that strength so that nothing bothers you, worries you or concerns you as it once did in the past. From this moment forward, whenever you see needles, you just kind of laugh inside because you know you've got all the willpower, all the self-confidence, all the inner strength that you need, all the courage to move forward and live your life the way that feels exactly right for you. Where you feel calm, relaxed, comfortable in all the situations that you want to. That's good as you drift down deeper with every breath that you take, every noise that you hear, every word that I say. It doesn't matter if I'm talking slowly or if I'm talking really, really fast, so you're not quite certain of exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't really matter one bit what actual speed. Because from this moment, just my voice serves as a sign and a signal to relax. And as you relax more, take another look at that measuring stick. And notice how proud you feel inside to see it at 100%. As a sign and a signal of all the confidence within you right now. All the willpower within you. All that inner strength that you need from this moment forward. But we never want that to drop below that. So I'd like you to imagine in a way that's right for you. Imagine in a way that's right for you. Locking, gluing, welding, cementing or hammering and nailing, it doesn't matter, whatever feels right for you, just fix that mercury in place at the 100% level so it can never drop below that. And notice how good it feels to know it remains there, 100% confident, feeling good inside, all that inner power right now to achieve that which you need, will and can and have already started achieving. That's brilliant. Notice how good it feels to know it can never drop below that. So now just let that image fade away. Just back into your subconscious, where it can remain for the rest of your life, guaranteeing that you've got all those special skills inside you, all those emotional feelings that you need that are positive and feeling good right now to enable you to get on with your life. Almost there now. Almost at the end of our time together. Almost at the point of your new journey. But as you relax more, I'd like to imagine a television set in your mind. Just imagine a television set in your mind's eye. And as you do, I'd like, it's actually on, there's something on this TV screen. You might need to move a little bit closer to it in your mind's eye to see, but just imagine getting closer. And then realising, no, because somebody's kept a video recording. Somebody kept a video recording of you in the past. That time in the past, one of those times in the past, when you used to be bothered by the sight, thought or idea of needles. And you don't want that videotape in existence. You don't want reminders of how things used to be. Because those things no longer bother you, worry you, or concern you. In fact, they kind of make you chuckle inside because you know you've got all that confidence and inner strength. And you know that if you need that extra feel-good inside right now feeling, that you can just press your finger and thumb together at times that's necessary for you. So I'd like you to go up to the television set, and more importantly, the video, and remove the tape from the video. Imagine it in your mind's eye. Remove the cassette. That's the final recording. That's the final reminder. And now that you've asked your subconscious to help you, your subconscious will guarantee you the success that you desire. So in a way that feels right for you, for many people it's literally destroying that tape, pulling it all out, burning it, smashing it up. But destroy that. Say goodbye to the past as it once was, once and for all. Those things that used to bother you, those things that once concerned you, those things that once upset you, those things that once in the past used to panic you. Say goodbye to them for the final time, because if you destroy that tape, you know that's the final recording. Gone. Completely. Right now, noticing how much better you feel inside every nerve, fibre, tissue and muscle in your body. From the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, feeling so good right now. Knowing that whenever you need to, you've got a large inner reservoir of willpower, self-confidence, self-esteem, inner strength, courage, everything that you need to achieve everything you want to achieve in life. The issue that you once had in the past about needles is so minor on the list that you've got so many positive things as you let go of the past completely right now. That is wonderful as you just relax more with every breath that you take, every noise that you hear, every word that I say drifting down deeper. It doesn't matter if I'm talking fast or if I'm talking slowly. It doesn't matter what my voice sounds like. It's just a sign and a signal to you to move forward in your life right now. And as you move forward in your mind, you feel better with each second that passes by. I'd like you to imagine in front of you that you can see a full-length mirror. And I'd like you to imagine walking up to this full-length mirror. And just take a look at yourself now, with all that confidence, all that willpower, all that self-esteem, all that inner strength. And notice how proud that makes you feel to see the new you, the person you have become and continue to be from this moment forward. And then push your finger and thumb together. You know that ring of confidence which you've got there whenever you need in life? And that's brilliant. You can say goodbye to the past completely. Have it all out. That's wonderful. Just press your finger and thumb together. And that just brings back those feel-good feelings even brighter from before. And as you look in the mirror, notice how much prouder you feel now. That achievement inside of having let go of the past right now. But this is a magic mirror. A wonderful magic mirror. I'd like you to imagine walking towards that image in your mind's eye. And notice how good it feels, because this is the perfect you, with all the confidence, all the willpower, all the inner strength, all the courage, all the self-control, all those things that you ever craved, wanted or desired, all those things in place, strong, permanently locked in your mind to positively help you from this moment forward. As you get close to that mirror, I'd like you just to reach out and touch that image in your mind's eye. And as you do, you notice something rather strange, but very comforting, very safe, and very calm. That your hand starts to reach into the mirror. It's like Alice in Wonderland, going through the looking glass. And that's what I'd like you to do. Just imagine stepping forward and stepping into that mirror. That image of yourself the perfect you, with everything in place that you and your subconscious feel is necessary at this time. And when you're inside the mirror, I'd like you to turn round. And while you're inside the mirror, look out of the mirror. And notice how good it feels to look at what you've left behind. What you've let go of permanently. And it feels so safe inside this mirror. Nobody can get to you. Nobody can alter the perfect you. They can try, but this is an indestructible mirror. And then just let that image fade away, because you're going to remain in that mirror for the rest of your life. Just so long as you feel the need, you will remain in that mirror, the perfect you, able to achieve whatever you want to achieve with the greatest of ease, so that something you once thought may have been difficult in the past. Something you once thought or experienced in the past as being stressful or upsetting or panicky will no longer bother you, worry you or concern you, because you're in your safe magic mirror. And you know that if ever you need to, you've got your ring of confidence that you can rely upon to just multiply those feelings by 10 times right now, multiply them by 20 right now. That's brilliant. Whenever you need to, you will be able to use that ring of confidence in the future. In a few moments' time, I'm going to count from 1 to 10. On the count of 10 and only on the count of 10, then and only then, I'll just give you a little gentle tap on the forehead. When I do, that's a sign and a signal to open your eyes. On the count of 10, everything I have said will remain with you, positively and permanently, for the rest of your life, growing stronger right now within you, feeling so good, as your subconscious has already started all the work that was necessary. In fact, 99% of it, it's done, it's ready. You're ready. You're in your magic mirror. You've got that ring of confidence if ever you need it in the future. You've got all the confidence, willpower, self-esteem, all that courage within inside. Everything you need's in place. And on the count of 1. When you awaken in the morning, you'll awaken with an inner warm glow of confidence, a renewed optimism to life, a more positive attitude to get things done. You'll find that it's almost as though a huge weight has been lifted off your shoulders. It's almost as if, on the count of 2, all the stresses, tensions, worries, fears and apprehensions of days, weeks, months and years gone by are leaving your mind and leaving your body permanently right now. On 3, everything I've said remaining with you, growing stronger of each second, of each minute, of each hour, of each day, week, month and year from this moment forward. So that a week from now you look back to this date with a sense of pride and realise how much stronger you've become within you. And at a time that in the future feels right for you, should you have to, for any reason, encounter needles, you'll just kind of laugh inside and they won't bother you as they once did, because on 4, everything I've said locked, glued, welded, cemented permanently, deeply within your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind will not let you down, just as it makes you breathe at night, just as it circulates the blood around your body. So you can rely on your subconscious mind to make sure this is 1,000,000% successful for you. On 5, you know right now inside, all those good feelings growing within you with each second will remain with you. And you also know that it's a sign and a signal of the future, the way it will be for you. 6, it's almost as though each and every nerve, fibre, tissue and muscle in your body, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, is being washed, refreshed, re-energised, almost as if you're being washed from tip to toe with pure natural spring water, healing, magical water, feeling good. 7, lighter and brighter, almost as though that final bit of tension that was once there in the past, that's been leaving your body all the time, well now it's going for good. Let it all out now, that's wonderful. 8, lighter and brighter. Starting to take control of your own mind and your own life again, right now. 9, everything I said remaining completely with you. And on 10, when you feel ready to, then you can just open your eyes. You might just want to give your eyes a bit of a rub because you've been there a while and... Oh. You're right, you let it out, bud. US part letter. You're right, bud.
People with you.
Good. Good. Hey, you're right. You went through a definite process then. Well, I felt that you went through a very positive process then. You feel that
I feel more positive.
you feel more positive. Well, that's just going to get stronger and stronger because you're worth it. It was only today you decided to make that change. Give him a round of applause because you're worth it. Come on. Nice one, bud. Thank you for sharing that with us.